This poem is called Cut from the Roots. When I was young, I had brown eyes, the color of dirt, but I imagined them as creamy and as smooth as chocolate dripping off a big red juicy strawberry on a hot summer's day. I saw the world in its beauty and its unchangeable splendor. I did not see the world in distance. I did not measure the world in time. 5 years could have been 5 minutes, for the philosophy I believed in was to use your time wisely, and I chose in that time to be happy. My colors exploded in all the radiant colors of the rainbow, but in my sky it held a double rainbow because my dreams could not be limited to a single rainbow. My favorite color was yellow. It meant happiness and sunshine. It meant a chance to be whatever I wanted. It meant living every day to make myself happy and not understanding expectations and how they can destroy you. I would slide into my princess dresses and hold my short wand in my short chubby fingers that were attached to my short chubby chocolate covered arms, which were as firm as wild oaks that stretched towards the heavens and embraced the yellow sun. I would trade in my princess dresses for boy shorts and overalls when the gentle breeze of the wind playfully called my name. It tugged at my braids and knocked off my tiara as it begged me to play in its magnificence. I soaked in the yellow rays of the radiant sun as I grew in both joy and power. I was powerful in the dress and ripped jeans because the world was mine to paint in its yellow sunshine. I got older and lost my baby fat and thinned out as Mother Nature blessed me with my barely noticeable curves and awkward height. I was what my mother called a late bloomer. I wasn't as magnificent as the other girls who held the hands of the boys who brought them to prom while they wore their new princess dresses. I had outgrown my princess dresses, and Mother told me to put away my boy clothes and start acting like a lady. I noticed I had skin the color of dirt, while the other girls had light skin and beautiful yellow sunshine hair. I towered above the petite short girls, and I often compared my height to an ugly wild oak tree. I was no longer powerful or beautiful or hopeful. I was the tall, awkward, dirt-colored girl who couldn't be a boy but failed at being a lady. The world was no longer mine to paint in its magnificent color and explore. I sat on the ground and picked up the dirt and marked it as my home. My teen years were an awkward time for me because I realized that boys did not like girls with the color of dirt. Boys did not like girls who were loud. Boys did not like girls who were outspoken. Boys did not like girls who were comfortable in who they were. So I changed for the boys. I shrunk into myself. I slowed my steps so I would not overcome the short steps the boys were taking to make it in life. I apologized if my voice rose in volume because I knew the boys did not want me to be heard. I became as silent as my skin color, which was dirt. I became a shell of myself because that's what I was supposed to be: silent, stupid, worthless, like the dirt I tread on. But you can only massacre so many bodies before even the ground cries out in injustice. My favorite color changed to white. White was my savior. White was what I was accused of being every time I opened my mouth and asked for knowledge. White was what I was supposed to strive to be. White was what I was accused to be when I traded in my ghetto talk for high vernacular. White hands would caress my brown skin as they whispered how they never fucked a black girl before. But even as I was turning white, I was pushed aside. I did not belong with the white because my skin was the color of dirt. I would not be as smart as the white because my skin was the color of dirt. I would not make it in life because my skin was the color of dirt. I would not be loved because my skin was the color of dirt. I knew two colors, black and white. The black people would scream for justice as the white massacred black teens with baggy jeans, laid them in their graves and labeled them a criminal. The white would watch and shake their heads at the protests and ask me what I thought of the senseless violence. I wanted to speak, I wanted my voice to be heard, but I knew that if I wanted to turn white, I had to be silent. I listened to them talk. I watched it on TV. I let white hands slide up my thighs and whisper about their fetish, their jungle fever. I stayed silent. I watched as professors shook their head when I asked for more knowledge. I was not white, I was dirt. I watched on TV as Trayvon Martin's murder was set free. I felt the rage build inside of me, consuming me, touching every nerve, moving over into the empty white spots until I was completely consumed with a thirst for justice. Out of the dirt grew a wild oak tree. It stretched its brown arms towards the heavens as it soaked in the rain. Out of the fingers of the branch grew green leaves of all shapes and size. The white spots were removed from the tree because they were infecting the tree. The little girl with princess dresses and boy overalls now dresses herself in green. She stands strong among the adversity. She opens her mouth and speaks even when the white threaten to cut her down. She does not love the boys. She loves herself and she strives for happiness because that's all she ever wanted in life anyway. The wind came and blew at the tree, but the tree stands still because it dug its roots deep into the brown soil which feeds it nutrients. Everyone knows that in order to destroy a tree, you have to dig it up from the roots. Her roots are built upon generations and generations of slavery, racism, unmarked graves, unnoticed death. Her roots have been screaming from the dirt for justice. Her roots have been silent for too long. And her roots now have a mouthpiece, and that mouthpiece will never be cut from the roots again. Thank you for listening.